Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and as you can see from today's portfolio, we had a fantastic growth day for my stock portfolio. As many of you know already, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I only own three main stocks. And with those, I have a major focus on just concentrating my wealth into three positions that I really think will grow in the future. And by doing that, I mean, it goes along with a common quote by Warren Buffett, where he basically emphasizes that when you diversify, the intention of that is really to just defend yourself against your own ignorance. So by diversifying, some stocks that you may have picked that won't perform well will be covered for by the other stocks that you chose for the sake of diversification. However, with my portfolio, as you can see, I have a major focus on concentration of wealth, which in turn can help you grow your portfolio much more significantly than if you have diversified and if you have like 50 stocks compared to what I have, which is like 3 stocks. So that is sort of the investment strategy that I have going on right now, and one that I'm pretty confident in. But before I even go farther on into this video, I just want to say, if you do enjoy these videos where I keep you up to date on my positions, the moves that I'm making, the purchases I've made, then please make sure to drop a like on this video, smash that like button. It really does help me out, and feel free to subscribe as well if you're new here. I keep my viewers and subscribers updated with my investment strategies, the purchases that I'm making, the stocks that I'm buying, the stocks that I'm selling, and everything along those lines. So definitely feel free to subscribe here. We're growing this community a lot lately, and I really appreciate everyone new here, and of course the OGs as well. But like I said, I just wanted to emphasize on this little portfolio position that I have, because as new viewers do come in, I do get a lot of questions as to why I hold such a small amount of stocks in terms of diversity. These two stocks right here are actually just free stocks, so I mainly just hold on to these three stocks, and that's what this $83,000 is put into. And of course, I need to address this as well. This video is mainly about my recent purchase of Tesla stock, in which I spent about $4,700 on the stock itself today. And I know that some of you may be questioning this move considering how high of a price the stock was at today. But just to give you sort of my thinking and logic with the market right now, I did have a significant amount of cash on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity to purchase, or if there was just another downturn in the market where prices dropped and of course stocks became on sale once again. I was hoping to keep that cash on the sidelines. And then also another reason that I had that cash on the sidelines was because I have taxes coming up soon. I have to pay taxes by July 15th, and where I'm self-employed and my main form of income was from content creation on another one of my channels, then that means I have to pay taxes at the end of the year, usually in April, and it's kind of hard to figure out how much I actually owe where it is based off of content creation and ad revenue. And keep in mind, this is on my other channel, not this channel. The tax money that I will be paying on is from another popular channel that I have. So the main reason I was keeping this cash here was so that I would have a little bit of liquidity, to where if it was a number that I'm not expecting, like a much higher number in terms of my tax payment, then I would have it on hand. So my logic with finally buying Tesla stock was that I really didn't want to withdraw this $5,000 that I had in the stock market, because it would obviously make the stock chart look bad until I deposited that $5,000 right back in. So of course it would mess up the stock chart and the consistency. And of course, every single video that I would do, there would always be the question of, why did you have such a huge dip on this day when the stock market was actually doing well? So to just keep my portfolio consistent, I wanted to go ahead and spend the cash that I did have, because I know that when tax time came around, I would be tempted to take this out of my Robinhood cash account and use it to pay off taxes. So basically my plan for coming up with that tax payment money is to sell some things that I have that I don't really need anyways. It was stuff that I had already planned on selling as a backup plan. And the things that I will be selling are pretty high value, but it's something that I'm probably going to sell at a loss on purpose, just because it'll make everything easier where I won't have to file taxes on those since there's no capital gains. So basically I spent this cash today because, for one thing, I didn't want to be tempted to take it out around tax time. And I already had an alternate plan to come up with some money to pay on taxes in July. So that's one of the major reasons that I put my money into Tesla stock today. And by the way, I do realize that the share price for this stock is significant and it is at a high price. However, I have a few factors that I have in mind right now that I will be telling you about, in which I think will cause this stock price to eventually reach 1,000 and of course go way past that in the future as well. But for one thing, we have a super short-term aspect coming up tomorrow, in which Ron Barron will be speaking about Tesla stock. He has a huge influence in the community, especially on Tesla Tesla stock. He's a huge Tesla bull. He's a very smart individual that uses logic and thinking like a lot of us Tesla bulls as well. And he's not one of those people that puts up with the BS from all of these other analysts that criticize Tesla in terms of their profitability and stuff like that. This man understands the vision for Tesla, and I think that tomorrow, if he comes out with a very bullish statement on Tesla, then it could pump the stock up even more than what it is at already, and then we will eventually hit that all-time high for this stock price. I'm not exactly sure if this is an all-time high. I think 968 maybe, or 948 maybe. I feel like it's a little bit higher than what it's at currently, but I definitely think we'll be able to break this all-time high pretty soon. But just to go ahead and break down the purchases that I made recently, the $4,700 in total from these purchases, as you can see, I'll go ahead and show you the receipts. 5 hours ago, I purchased a market buy of a Tesla share at a price of $932.91. That was at 1:45 p.m. 4 hours ago at 2:28 p.m., I purchased another share at $936.15. And just to give you my logic on this one that I purchased at 9:32 and of course at 9:36 as well, this was at a time where it was still like the middle of the day, just a little bit after lunchtime. And I've noticed that there's a consistency with Tesla stock. When it does have a super bullish day, there's really no stopping it at the end of the day. Of course, when you get in with like the 1 to 2% range of growth in Tesla stock, sometimes there's that day where it spikes down at the end. But when Tesla is up tremendously, we're talking like 5 to 8%, I've noticed that it doesn't seem to have that downturn compared to like the 0 to 3% growth range on some days. So when there is a big day like this, it seems that Tesla's, of course, starts out pretty positive, keeps going up and up and up, and it goes up and up and up until the very end of the day. And then, of course, after hours can go either way. But I've noticed that there's a consistency. So that's why I made the purchase at 9:36, and I'll go ahead and show the logic with that. For example, if we go to Tesla stock, like I said, it was about 145 or so at, 932, 936. I saw this trend line and I thought, okay, we're seeing this consistency like we usually do on a huge bull day for Tesla. And I thought, okay, even if I buy at this point, I have a feeling that it's going to end up even higher at the end of the day, which is exactly what it did. So that was my logic with buying those two shares at 932, because I thought, worst case scenario, I'm still buying at a high price right now, but it's going to end even higher than what I'm purchasing at. So that was my logic with Tesla stock. And of course, I'll go ahead and break down the next few purchases as well. As you know, I purchased these two 4 and 5 hours ago. And then, of course, 3 hours ago, I made a purchase at 3:38 p.m. for a share price of $947.10. And then at 3:39 p.m., 1 minute later, I used the rest of my cash balance and purchased 2 more shares of Tesla for a price of $947.79 per share. And if we just go ahead and check this out, $947 was what I purchased at, and we're already up like $3.50 on this. So here's hoping for another bullish day tomorrow with Ron Barron. But even if it doesn't turn out like we're hoping tomorrow, my general long-term vision for Tesla is that it is going to do very, very well in the long term, in the next 40 years. And they're only at the very beginnings of Tesla's master plan. And even as we are reaching these milestones with, of course, with UK's Tesla Model 3 being the most sold car for the second month in a row, then of course the Tesla Model 3 being the biggest seller in California, even outselling the Honda Civic and Toyota Camry, and then of course with the most recent China sales as well, with the Model 3 reaching record high sales. We have Battery Investor Day coming up, and this is on top of Ron Barron's speech tomorrow, which it may not have a huge impact like some of us are expecting, but regardless, I feel like he's going to give some of the people that are on the fence a better outlook towards this company and towards this stock, and I think it will do very well in the future. And so just to break down my average cost and all of that, as you can see, my average cost is about $839. It takes up about 39% of my portfolio. I currently hold 34 shares. And of course, the market value of this is about $32,300. And if some of you all know the answer to this, please let me know down in the comments section. As you can see, it says plus 6.39% in gains for Tesla today. But if you look at the actual Tesla chart, it is actually way more than that. It's like 7.38% in gains in total. So I'm missing like a full percent in gains for today, which would actually be a decent amount of money. So if you have any clue as to why it is doing this and if it'll eventually get fixed, then please please let me know. I'll probably have to send an email to Robinhood just to make sure that this doesn't get looked over. But as you can see, the total return for Tesla so far for me is about $4,000 at 13.41% in gains. And I'm just so happy that I invested in this stock. And it's kind of crazy because I feel like I've been making some of the best moves possible in the market recently, like with my whole move with selling VOO for $32,000 and then transferring those funds to Microsoft and Tesla and making like $4,000 compared to me selling that at a $2,200 loss. So by making that move, I ended up making more money than if I would have just simply held it all in VOO and waited until now. So that was really a very ideal move. And then of course lately I've decided to go super heavy into Tesla stock, and I've been preaching in videos as well about how this is going to be a tremendous opportunity in the future, with EVs eventually going to be the dominant automotive vehicle industry. And keep in mind also, of course, we have these upcoming events that we are looking forward to, like Battery Investor Day and stuff like that, but just keep in mind the stuff that is under the table that Tesla hasn't said a word about, the stuff that Elon Musk is keeping under wraps and not announcing just yet. Just keep in mind and question in your mind what could happen in the future that could absolutely skyrocket this company even further on and help them scale production. So we're just addressing the known right now, which is the master plan of Tesla. And as we know, Tesla keeps their word on their plan. They may not always be on the exact timeline of what they claim and when they claim it will happen, but it does happen. And we know that with the first part of the master plan with Tesla. And as an investor, that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you're looking for. A company and a CEO that keeps their word and does what they say they're going to do and does anything possible to optimize their company and make sure that it is the most efficient machine possible. And keep in mind that Tesla has a CEO that is willing to do anything to optimize. With Elon Musk's Boring Company, this never really turned into anything big, but at one point they even created their own brick company in which they were using the excess concrete from all of the bricks and the concrete from drilling out the tunnels with the boring tunnel, and they were basically using that concrete that people normally have to pay to be transported to a dump site, but Elon basically created their own brick company that used what was basically going to be trash into another company to where they could create bricks out of that concrete and then sell it. Although, keep in mind, this never really turned into anything, but it does give you some insight as to how much optimization Elon is willing to go into when it comes to efficiency and making sure that they can provide high quality products for a cheaper price to customers. And they do all of that so their products become more appealing to customers, and that's exactly what I want out of a company like Tesla. So I just wanted to share this video with you all. I really just wanted to make sure that I was keeping you up to date on my purchases, and even the fact that I'm purchasing near all-time highs right now. I have pretty much purchased these shares at an all-time high, and if anything, that really says something about a company with an investor like myself, someone that is willing to put a lot of their net worth into Tesla, even when its stock price is at an all-time high. I feel like that says something. But like I said, I just wanted to share my thoughts and opinions about the market and keep you all updated. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to check out my referral links in the description below if you would like to sign up to Robinhood or Webull. We'll both get some free stocks if you use my link, so that is much appreciated. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.